everybody, we are back. We are back. We're rebranded. We are now under the banner of TTML, and I am still Taxi Man. So good evening and welcome back to our crazy. Why decided why not? We decided to run an AMG Challenge Cup, and no other better than the old school Merc with the headlight. I want to get a shot with the headlights on because they've got some mega headlights on the front of them. Ashley Sharp. Who else is going there with us? Ashley Sharp and Katsinas. Absolutely hooning it off the track, having the right run around there. So, where are we tonight? Willow Springs, as you can see, starting in the good old USA. And let's just give a quick wave to our new overlords at TTML. I know our guy Kermit is in the chat. I don't know if he's still watching. We're going to lose people, we're going to gain people, but we are going to still keep on racing. Just waiting for qualifying to start. Lots of old faces. Katina's up there, as you can see. Ashley Sharp, not really in shot, but trying to get a few of them anyway. Adam Piper. And what a livery Ashley Sharp's given that man there. Absolutely mega stuff. Then Rob Schowler, obviously, member of the AXR team. Then Liam New, original John too. Why do I keep saying his name? John Thompson, our guy from USA. And then our newbie for tonight. Let me just make sure I double check his name. That's right, his name is James Torish. See how many times I mucked that up tonight. James Torish, welcome my man. Bit of a plain livery, but it's alright. It's the first race. He's got time. If he asks Ashley nicely, he might even get him a nice little livery that way. Anyway, on from there, you got good old Ethan Graham. Still, I think he's still repping the full throttle racing livery. Yes, he is. I don't know how much of a bad taste that leaves in other people's mouths, but there we go. Our guy from there. Then Xavier McIntosh, other AXR driver. And then, like I say, Katinas, who's popped back to the pits. Oh, he's in a Martini livery. Oh, I love that. Oh, I do love that a lot. Right, waiting for qualifying to commence. Just having a look to see if there's anything else being said in the chat. No, good. Let me just put ready for quali. If that's gone on there. Right, as you can tell, still on GT Sport, and Ashley's giving me a couple more minutes. So I'm just gonna dribble nonsense as I do so well. As I do so well for the next few minutes as we watch Ashley, Adam Piper, hooning it round at Willow Springs. And we're going to talk about why we're still on GT Sport and not on GT7 yet, as I did proclaim to be a few weeks back, and we are still not, so forgive me for that. But there is good reason, unfortunately, at the moment, the multiplayer element is not as... Basically, you can't configure it as well, and you have not got as many options as we do still in GT Sport. So we're going to do this short season, only 4 races, in theory 8 stints. We do 2 rounds per stint. Tonight we're at Willow Springs. I believe next week we are at Bathurst, then followed by Spa, and to finish off the ultimate one, the Nordschleife. Alright, the full Nordschleife track. I mean 16 miles of chaos. Very much looking forward to that. I've not actually done a commentary on Nordschleife yet, and I know I'm never going to get all the corners and stuff like that, so you'll just have to forgive me. Anyway, on with qualifying, out they come. First stint, or at least outlap being performed here. Let's see if we can go around with Ashley Sharp up through the sort of up the hill into the nice tight twisty section here. That is the Budweiser balcony. Then we head back downhill here. A bit of a tricky, I always find it's a bit of a tricky. You've got to go out, tuck in, brake down hard. Yeah, watch that back end, try and step out here and push you out onto that desert sand. And you really don't want to touch that. I know these cars are particularly grippy, but that desert sand just sends you to the Chadelrel. And off you go, my little beauties. Right. Hello, hello, hello. Ashley, giving a quick hello into the chat there. Kermit, loving the old emoji for yourself there, my sunshine. Right. Ashley Sharp coming round the sweeper and through the tight, oh, literally called turn 9 that one. Right, let's go through lap 1. Give you an actual layout of this track as we get down the start finish straight up towards Castral Corner. A nice 90-degree left-hander, back end stepping out there with Ashley Sharp, but not too much, managed to control it as they head down now into what's literally called the Rabbits here, and it is shaped like a rabbit's here, as you can see from the map telemetry at the top right-hand side. Sort of wanted to keep that mid-throttle held until you can just plant it on the exit here. So you head down toward this tight uphill section into the Budweiser balcony. Heavy braking there by Ashley Sharp, a little bit understeer, a little bit oversteer. And Ethan Graham just tucked up behind him there. Got to take full advantage of the slipstream onto this back section here. Through the Monroe Ridge, up we go, up and over. There we go there. And then onto this back straight. There's a slight kink in it. That is literally called Wings Leg. And then through the massive right-hander here, which is called the sweeper. As you can see, feathering it between actual grip and the back end stepping out, and then it tightens up at the very end for turn 9. And this is where you want to sort of try and either hug the inside so it doesn't ping you out wide, which you've just seen happen to Ashley Sharp there. Right, first lap. Timers are coming in. Let's look at that timing board and what we are getting so far. A 1:24 dead from Ethan Graham. Can anyone else beat that so far? Oh, not quite. Nothing for James, unfortunately. We'll start a new lap for him. Right, that is a 1:24 dead for Ethan Graham. Xavier McIntosh just behind him with the 1:24.3. Another 1:24.3 for Liam Yu. Good time for him there. Then John Thomas with the 1:24.5. 24.8 for Adam Piper. Then AXR Rob Schowler with a 1:24.8, then into the 25s, it's a 25.3 for Ashley Sharp, then a 25.5 for Katinaz, and unfortunately nothing for James as of yet, but we'll soon have something there. Mr. Torish will pull something out of the bag. Let's get back on track with him and see how we're getting on. Let's look at another driver. Actually, let's get on board with Mr. Torish and see how he's doing. So he just heads onto the gravel a little bit, down to the sand trap over the Monroe. Down through the wing and on to the long sweeping right, literally called the sweeper. Original name that. Nearly as originally it's a Japanese with their car, their circuit corner names, where they're literally as either the corner number or the rotation of degrees that they are. And unfortunately, that's another off. Is he just... Oh dear. Yeah, he did not mean to do that. He's just popped himself into the pits by going off the track there. Right. Let's see how everyone else is getting on. One lap really remaining here. This is going to be the last one. See what else we can do. On board with Adam Piper at the moment. See who else we've got here. On board with Katinaz, who's accordingly just set one of the best times at the moment. We'll have a look, see how that goes, and if there's been any change after this lap. I do love this car. It has. We've had a few cars on the cups around here. I've done many a cup for these guys. We've gone through minis, we've gone through GT86s, we've gone through RX7s. And we've even gone through, I think we've gone through Mazda MX-5s. The RX-7s were twitchy as hell. I quite like them. They looked fun to drive, but according they're a bit crazy to handle. These look fun. These look to sort of be, you can push a little bit and hopefully not get slapped too hard back. Right, let's have a look here. Everyone else crossing the line. These live timings coming in. And we've got someone who's broken into 23. So who's that? Ethan Graham. Beat his time with 24 dead. It's gone to the 23.9s. Anything else change? Adam Piper currently second. Katinaz third. Xavier McIntosh fourth. Liam Yu fifth. John Thompson sixth. Ashley Sharp seventh. And Rob Schowler, unfortunately, eighth. And the ninth place for James. Not for his want of trying, but unfortunately, his run off the track now the last corner, sticking himself into the pits, did not do many favours. That lost him out one last attempt around that track. So there we go. Wait for the countdown time to finish. Have they actually got one more lap? Did these guys manage to skip across in one more second? Have I actually? I have. I have. These guys have actually managed to squeeze one more. Yes, they have. Right, okay. Well, in this case, let's get back on the live time report and see what's going on. Nope. Okay. It isn't. It's just me being a silly bugger. 10 seconds left, and Adam Piper trying to do a bit of Tokyo drifting there, taking out all the signage. This is America, mate. You could get shot for that. John Thompson will tell you. He'll tell you. Right, qualifying ended, and as you can see, well, we didn't get to see that. That was very quick turnaround, but I did give you a heads up. We'll look through the race start. Now this has been dubbed the race of pigs because they are a bit of a pig of a car. So let's see how these little pepper pigs get around this track. Literally squealing away, mind the pun. That is Ethan Graham first, Katina second, Piper third, McIntosh fourth, New fifth, John Thompson sixth, Ashley Sharp seventh, Rob Showler eighth, and ninth is James. I've forgotten his second name. Right, on we go. People all over the track trying to defend the inside line here. Ethan Graham is going to want to see if he gets the cutback done on him. Not quite yet. And it does seem like it's going to be a fairly tight race. Taking the wider line to cut back in tighter there. Who else is getting sent wide? That was Liam Yu, who's been pushed back down to 6th place there. Trying to catch up with John Thompson, who's just ahead of him. Tiny bit of a bump there as they come up through the Budweiser. Oh my days. All starts with Liam Yu, I tell you. As we go through the Budweiser section and back down the hill towards the Munro Mound. Is it Munro Mound? Munro Ridge. There we go, close enough. And not too much of a change as yet. Unfortunately, Evil's just dropped down a couple of places. John Thompson has taken that spot. And for now, all sitting pretty even, all sitting about no more than half a second away from each other, so we'll keep up with the front to start off with as they head round turn 9 and onto the start-finish straight. And this is where Slipstream will come in handy and see if we can actually get some moves made in here. Katina's taking the wide line here. It's not looking to dive down onto the inside as of yet. Through Castrol they go. Katina's just managed to get possibly just a tiny bit tighter on the inside of that corner there. I'm thinking maybe he might have been able to gain some space, but unfortunately, if anything, that made him lose a bit of space because he just took that tighter line through their rabbits here, and that set him back up through Budweiser balcony. How is the rest of the pack doing? Adam Piper coming under a bit of attack from Xavier McIntosh, who's now in 4th. Adam Piper actually jumping up into 3rd there. He must have done that on the first lap. Down and round and over the Munro Ridge. 12 laps we've got here. 12 laps tonight. We did do it on 20-minute stints, but we're doing it via laps now. So 12 laps we've got, and this is lap 2. We're going into 3. And look out for Xavier McIntosh there. He's trying to keep a tighter line just to see if he can get that bit more speed down that back straight and catch up to Adam Piper, who's just not too far ahead of him, who's just taken that little bit of a detour off the beaten track there. I didn't get to see who it was. There's someone, but I'll tell you what, Rob Showler's come off at some point. And we've also, I think we've lost James Touring. We've lost James Touring. And Rob Showler's dropped back down to 8th, so I don't know what happened there. Apologies for not keeping up with that action. I was keeping up with the front, where most of the action normally tends to be up through the Budweiser balcony. Ethan Graham holding that first position. Catina's trying to close it down, but you've got to make a good run up with these cars, so it takes a little bit of winding up before you can make a manoeuvre like that. Adam Piper trying to defend but also catch up the likes of Catina's in front of him, whether you've got Xavier McIntosh just behind you. And between them, there's actually starting to get a bit of an increased gap now between John Thompson and Xavier McIntosh. Building up to a second gap there, and also a second half gap between him and Liam New. And then we've got a bit of the bolt here. Adam Piper coming off on turn 9. What's happened to him here? He's not going to make the fatal mistake of going into the pits as well, is he? No, he's come back on just in time. But that has dropped him back down to 8th place and far back into 8th place. Nearly 6 seconds behind 7th place, Rob Showler, who's got a lot of work to catch up. Liam New, who's 3 seconds ahead of him. So really, the back lot have started to get spread out, and the fight is up front. So let's get back up with Xavier McIntosh, who wants to try and take this 3rd place from Adam Piper. But Adam Piper has, well, you may not know, I do know, if you're new to the stream or new to these guys, Adam Piper is the man of elbows. You don't get past him easily. Elbows wide. Make sure it's a difficult pass if you're going to try and do it. Heading over the Munro Ridge now, top 4, all in the gravy train. Choo choo. Catina's able to do anything just here. He's getting really up behind Ethan Graham here, and is trying to keep that gap really good coming out of turn 9 without touching the gravel. All of them just doing it there. Oh, is he trying to go up the outside? He is. Graham's trying to defend the in, but will Catina's have the sort of momentum around the outside? I don't know. Is there a switchback potential? No. But very close enough behind him through the rabbits here. Again, a corner which is so wide, but because of the way you have to take it, the way you have to make sure you feather that throttle, you can't really start picking and choosing lines midway around that corner. You have to just sort of stick with what you've got and fight it all the way through. Ethan Graham getting a bit hairy there, bit of gravel being kicked up on the inside as they turn up through this tight section and over the Budweiser balcony. Both him and Catina's catching a bit of gravel on the outside, a bit of sand on the outside there, and that's left him vulnerable to Adam Piper. Adam Piper now starting to attack as they come over the Munro Ridge, can't make it quite yet. And sitting in the wings just behind the pair of them is Xavier McIntosh. I want to see, right, if any of these two muck up, I'm going to just, cherry pick all of this. And Adam Piper's taking a wide line through that sweeper, and has that undone him? All 3 of those, first, second, third and fourth, just getting 2 wheels onto the sand there, so no one really capitalising from that. The only person potentially capitalising from that is John Thompson, who's just come back into the mix. Now we've got this front 5 all going. Is there a little back battle going on? At the moment, not quite yet. Liam New doing very well to try and catch that pack up. 3.6 seconds he's got to go to catch up Liam New. Rob Showler doing a good job trying to catch him. Liam New back up. And unfortunately, Adam Piper's just been left out by himself, but let's hope he can get back up into that mix at some point. Back to race leader, Ethan Graham, coming down this little downhill section of the Budweiser balcony and up over the Munro Ridge. Managing to hold off and defend his first. this whole race so far. Now this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is the sort of shortest and tightest track out of all of them. That's a lie. It's maybe not the tightest, but it's definitely the shortest. Nordschleife is definitely a tight track as well. Definitely in segments, but maybe just the length of it, the not long straights between each corner is not letting many people be able to take advantage of a slip and make those pounces where you want to. Catina's still sat in second, and he's not so much attacking anymore, but trying to fend off the likes of Adam Piper as they head round the rabbits here. And really well taken there by Xavier McIntosh. Close that gap right down to Adam Piper through that rabbits here, as they now head up the tightest uphill windy section through Budweiser and back down the hill again. Love this view. Unfortunately, it looks like John Thompson's just dropping off the back a little bit there. Building up just over half a second gap, which can mean all the difference, especially coming up to this massive sweeper. You want to try and keep as much momentum around this corner as possible and speed, and then just try and slingshot it through turn 9. Hug that inside and just catapult you out, but not onto the gravel. As you can see, John Thompson just not faring too well from that there. And it is a challenge for first again from Catinas, but on the outside, not much you can do. He's got to try and hold on to it. See if he can hold that position. He is. And he's now going for a dive down through the rabbits here on the inside. Now, can he hold it all the way round? It is the tighter line. It's not going to be the fastest line, and yet, no, that has unfortunately just made him drop back behind Ethan Graham. So not much he could do there, but sterling effort for trying. Adam Piper just wanted to see if he can get his nose into any of this, and all he does, as Catina's backhand steps out a little bit, he got his nose in there, but just had to back off, because otherwise he would have got caught and they both would have ended up in trouble. People getting really, really used to the lines now as they all head over the Monroe Ridge and down towards the wing and through the sweeper. Not much Xavier McIntosh can quite do just yet. John Thompson in the background there, what's he trying to attempt? I think he caught a bit of the inside curve there, because there was definitely sparks on the tarmac. The rest of our drivers still doing very well, but nothing for now. Catina's actually managed to get the inside line into turn 1 here, but still could not get enough nose ahead to try and take that first place from Ethan Graham yet. Not for the want of trying. We are on lap 9. There are only 12 laps. 2 laps remaining after this. So that's a lie, it's 3 laps remaining after this. I can't count, but there has been a move made. Catinas has lost out in that first section uphill through the Budweiser balcony, and it does look like Adam Piper, yes he has, he's gone past him down this downhill section, just over the actual ridge of the Budweiser brow, or balcony, forgive me. He's managed to make that move round him and made it stick, so Adam Piper now up in the second. Catina's pushed back down into third, and unfortunately still just 4th position for Xavier McIntosh. He wants to see if he can get his way past Catina's if he can. Possibly a little kiss on the rear bumper there, just to let him know he's still there. And everyone just clipping it inside bit of that curb just to catapult them round onto that start-finish straight. Anything being able to be done here? Nothing from the front 2. 3rd place Catina's, can he do anything? No. Adam Piper looking in a bit more early than he should do. Not carrying just as much speed through there, but oh, look at this. This is what we like to see. Ethan Graham taking the nice wide line Adam Piper wants to see if he can outpace him on the inside. It's just not going to happen. Katinaz catching back up to both of them. Xavier McIntosh just having to stick put with the likes of John Thompson in 4th and 5th for now. Not much they can really do, like you say. You just have to wait for those mistakes, and when those mistakes are there, be ready to pounce. Adam Piper was. Oh, touching the gravel a little bit there, getting a bit squirrely. McIntosh wanted to get past, and he just can't at the moment. A little bit of action going on in the background there. I just want to see what's going on. It's Liam New versus Rob Schowler. And they are going bumper to bumper over the Monroe and down to the sweeper here. What's going to happen with these two? Have to catch back up with them as these guys are going on to the start finish straight. This is where stuff can happen. Not with first and second, but definitely for second and third. Katinaz looking to dive down the inside here. Late break-in, no, not quite yet. He's had to hold that off, but could he have left himself vulnerable to Xavier McIntosh? Potentially, Xavier's got the outside line, which for once is the actual better line going through the rabbits here, but nothing quite yet. Let's go back down to see if anything's changed between. It has. We've missed that manoeuvre. I'm sorry, guys. That is... Oh, no, Rob Schowler. No, oh, no, Rob, my man. He got past and up into 6th. Made the move on Ashley, but just lost the grip on the back end. Going around Castrol corner. Ashley Sharp getting taken out by that as well. And with all that going on, Liam New, who was it? Liam? No, it was Liam New who took Ashley. Ashley Sharp got taken out. Oh, everyone just got taken out there. Schowler took out Ashley, and then Ashley took out Liam, I think, or the other way round. Oh, just went all types of wrong. Right, any changes at the top? None quite yet. Ethan Graham, knowing this is his last lap, he's just got to defend. This is when people just go all out. Last lap madness, I call it. Good evening, Esports. How you doing, TTG Esports? I am too busy commentating to write in the comment section. You know what, I will try multitask. I'll do the thing. There we go. Right. Up last ditch attempts. Round Budweiser. Down the hill again. Can anything be done? Adam Piper looking to see if he can get his nose in. Oh, I tell you what, Katinaz is really wanting to try. He's felt bottled up. He's felt pent up for this whole race so far. And he's just not managed to get that third spot that he really, really wants. Really wants as they go down last time through the wing leg. On to the sweeper and into turn 9. Can anything be done here? Some people taking wide lines, some people taking tight lines, but that is what it looks like. It looks like it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It is all very close there with Katinaz potentially, but it is Ethan Graham first, Adam Piper second, Katinaz third, and then Xavier McIntosh fourth, John Thompson fifth. But what's going on with the back three? Rob Schowler managed to make a good bit of a gap between Ashley Sharp and Liam New after that catastrophe on the last lap there. But that is, yeah, Rob Schowler sixth, Liam New. Oh, Liam! Oh, Liam! That's what you get for shoving someone last minute there. Liam New pushing Ashley Sharp, and with that losing it and getting last position. Well done, this man, Ethan Graham, in the full throttle livery. Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is our first of the 2 rounds for tonight. Second round coming up, and if you are new, let me explain or mansplain. what is going to happen for race 2. Race 2. Oh, we've had TRT James leave the room completely. I don't know what happened there. I hope that jumping's okay. Hope everything's alright inside. Maybe it's just a restart of the PlayStation, something's gone wrong. We'll see. We'll probably wait a couple of minutes just to make sure. But if you don't know already, let me get into what happens for race 2. Race 2, we have the results from race 1 in reverse order from the starting grid. So if you won that race like Ethan Graham did, you will start in last. If you came last in that race like Liam you did at the very last minute, he will start in first place, and then it is down to the guys at the back to try and get maximum points and get up to the front to see what they can score for race 2. I want to just see in our chat here to see if we are going to get anything back from we're going to get anything back from James Torish. I don't think we are. Just going to double check. Liam New getting all up in Ashley's face in the chat there. Ashley! They are little piggies, these cars. Little wee piggies. And you've got to make them squeal, that's the thing. You've got to make them squeal. That's a terrible pig impression, I know, but, you know, they don't pay me for my impressions. They don't pay me at all. But there we go. Let's see what's going on with the guys loading up onto the circuit. Is anyone going out? Liam New is going out. And I believe he's in an old school Formula 1 livery from back in the day. I'm going to give you 5 Daxi points if you can let me know what that is in the comms room, in the comms chat, or in the chat for tonight's stream. So I don't have the bloody foggiest, I'll be completely honest with you. Quick sip of the old coffee, and bear with me. Right, let's carry on the festivities. See if anything else is being said in here. Ash. I wish I could share the gift that I've just had from Ashley Sharp in regards to the return of James Tora. He's potentially not coming back. John Thompson confirming what I basically stated in the race, where it's basically impossible to pass here because it is just such a short track. It's, you know, it's a short, tight track, and these cars need a good run up to do. How in God's name have you got out there, Liam? Liam New, what are you doing out in the countryside? I bet he doesn't even know how to get back onto the track now if you wanted to. He's just got to see if he can shortcut it and go all the way up to the Budweiser corner. Yeah, we don't have the track reset here, so he's just going to do that. Oh my days! We are professional streaming, you know, channel here. This is no fooling about or malarkey, as you can see. No Dukes of Hazzard styling driving with these AMGs. But let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of our little wee piggies. See how they go. Oh, it's from the DTM Mercedes from back in the day. That's the one. There we go. Thank you very much, Ashley. Thanks for sharing that little bit of tidbit of information. Final begins now. Just before it does start, I remind you, you can come and join us on our Facebook page and also on our Discord. All information is there. I know the Full Form Racing page will take you through to the new Master Race League. But for now, let's start. Liam New in first, Ashley Sharp second, and Rob Schowler third, waiting for that green light to go out, which I can't see. How's John Thompson started already? He's got a penalty because he started too early. Yes, he has. He's dropped all the way down the pack. That's not helped him at all. And for now, Liam New's held off from Ashley Sharp in first place. Rob Schowler in third, still all three of them catching a bit of sand on the exit of Castrol Corner. Xavier McIntosh jumping up into fourth and wants to see if he can take that third place from his fellow AXR teammate. He has done. And McIntosh literally letting out the pent-up frustration he had from race one, and he's got himself into a podium. But I know this guy, that won't be enough for him. He'll want to get more. And oh my days, what happened there? Katinas just went full. It is getting crazy out there. You want to start painting some federal flags on the front of your cars and literally get the Dixie horn on there, guys. You're literally going full Starsky Hutch mode. And that was Katinas taking that first corner up through Budweiser terribly wrong and then punting old Ethan Graham. These two are first and second in race one. It's going to make them quite hard now to get into first and second for race two, but let's see what's going on with first and second. Ashley Sharp taking that first position from Liam Yu, and now we'll have to defend off against Rob Schowler, who's now stuck in second, and it seems that Liam Yu has dropped down to third, and then that's put Adam Piper in fourth, and then Xavier McIntosh, unfortunately, back down into fifth. So a lot more hard work for that man to do. Adam Piper wants to see if he can get that tyre line and squeeze past Liam. He couldn't do, but he did catch up a lot of space there, both him and Xavier. Looking to see what they can do. Oh, Liam just put too wide there and potentially leave himself open to an overtake round the outside through Budweiser. Can that be done? I think, yeah, that was Piper that did go off into the sand there, so that's dropped him down a couple of spaces into sixth. It's going to leave him prey for the likes of Ethan Graham and Katinas at the back there, but Evil Dragon still in fourth. John Thompson now in fifth. And where Xavier McIntosh got, he's now got up back into third. That's where he wanted to be. And it is a little... There's sort of too many packs starting here. We've got third, fourth, fifth, all close together. And then you've got sixth, seventh, eighth, trying to catch them. And then just the front two of Ashley Sharp and Rob Schowler battling it away by themselves at the moment. And let's see how Ashley's doing. He's having to defend the inside line from Rob Schowler there. And Rob trying to see if he can get the faster line around the outside to see if he can get the inside line into the rabbits here. Can't do quite yet. He's pushed a little hard, and it's him and his AXR teammate in at second and third place for the time being. Liam Yu in fourth, John Thompson fifth, Adam Piper sixth, Katinas still in seventh, and Ethan Graham has actually dropped down into eighth now. And has there been any movement? Yes, there has been. Adam Piper now dropped down into seventh. Katinas getting up into sixth place. Ashley Piper nearly losing that spot. He has lost that spot. No, nearly losing that spot to Ethan Graham. Definitely some argy-bargy going on, but Ethan Graham's just managed to snip round him at the bottom part of the hill just before you go over Monroe Ridge. And that's pushed him up into seventh place. Ashley Sharp still in first for the time being. And a little bit of teamwork being done here between the two AXR drivers. A bit of bump drafting going on, I believe, to see if they can attack Ashley Sharp. We're going to watch these two now as they go down the start and finish straight. It is Showler's trying to get up on the inside there, and he has managed to do so. So there's going to try and be a late breaking performance done. Yeah, he has done, and Ashley's had to back off. But with that, as planned, that has just let potentially Xavier McIntosh come through into second. No, Ashley Sharp not letting the bullying happen, and with the assistance of Liam Yu behind him, who's got himself up into second, has taken that first place back and actually pushed Rob Showler down into third and Xavier McIntosh into fourth and left him into fifth, as John Thompson did take that for a second but just went a bit too wide and has dropped back down into fifth again. Ethan Graham now up into sixth place, Katinas in seventh, Alan Piper trying to get back up into sixth place. Let's have a look here. No, just can't get quite right there. Katinas not being completely in front of him, but keeping his elbows wide enough to hold him off from getting round him. And it is his back three battling away to try and see what they can do. A little bit of a gap there between them till you get to John Thompson and the front five. And I think we may have potential attempt from Liam Yu down the outside. He has got the first position, but he hasn't got the inside line. Can he outbreak and just go around the outside here of Adam Piper? Oh no, he's been pushed wide. He's been pushed wide and two others have gone wide with that. That is Katinas again and Adam Piper. I don't know what happened with those two. Potentially Adam Piper may have gone up the inside and just given him a nudge and sent him wide there and sent him out. I don't know. Did not get to see that. I was too busy watching Liam Yu get shoved all the way back down into sixth position, and now Ashley Sharp is going to have to defend again up through this Budweiser section against the two AXR drivers, and he doesn't have to. He's got to watch out as he's left the inside open. Xavier McIntosh wants to see if he can take that and go round the outside down this hill and up over the Monroe Ridge. Can he hold that? No, he's had to just dip back in. No, it's not. It's side by side down this back straight towards leg wing. Now Xavier McIntosh will have this because he's got the inside line round this long right hand, and it is his teammate Rob Showler has managed to get past it now. Oh no, Ashley Sharp, he's gone off onto the gravel, unfortunately. Oh, all the way back down to T8. That's not what we want to see. That was a sterling effort made by that man. For literally half the race, kept that first place, and then potentially a bit of shoving and poking went that way. And oh no, there goes Sean Thompson, who did have first place there as well. Everyone's getting off on the sand, and once you touch the sand, it is pretty much bye-bye for you. Ethan Graham being the massive victor through all of that. He's now up into second place. Got to make sure he wedges himself between the two AXR drivers. So currently McIntosh first, Graham second, currently Liam Yu in third, but it's ever changing. Oh my days, what's happened now? Yeah, that was Rob Showler that went completely off there, and that's dropped him back down into sixth potentially, but we just had another person go off there. Was that Adam Piper? Yes it was, and that's pushed him back down into fifth position. Literally ever changing in race two here. Race one so hard to get a pass, race two can't keep up with it. And it is Katinas now up into fifth, Adam Piper Katinas up to fourth, Adam Piper in fifth. And wanted to see if he can eke his way round on the inside and just force his opponent to have to back off, or else he's going to shove him into the sand. And he has done, so he's had to drop back down to fifth. Katinas there, Adam Piper now up into fourth. And it is the battle for first and second between Xavier and Ethan Graham. These two mighty fast drivers. Annoyingly, when I see Ethan Graham on my PlayStation on Gran Turismo 7 trying to set missions and licenses, he's normally one of the guys who's literally the number one. I never get near his time. McIntosh potentially could lose that first position. He has done, he's pushed too hard. And he's given Ethan Graham the undercut opportunity, and he's now jumped up into first. So that is Ethan Graham up into first, McIntosh second, Adam Piper still in third, Liam New back up into fourth, and Katina still in fifth. I believe that's actually a change round there. It was Liam New who was in third, and Adam Piper's got past him there. Where's John Thompson? He is sixth. A bit of a second and a half gap between him and Katinas in front of him. Then you got Ashley Sharp, who's got back up into seventh, as Rob Schowler just went a complete detour and decided to go off-roading through the Budweiser section. That just sent him back into 8th position there. So not much going on with his back two, but it is all going on for first and second. McIntosh wanted to take that first spot back. He's gone down the inside, and he has. He's forced that position back. Through the rabbits, here they go. Wider is better here. I thought there was going to be a bit of action between Liam New and Katinas there, but nothing too much at the moment. Oh, potentially, Katinas looks to see if he can late break through the start section into the Budweiser. Yes, oh, side by side they go. Up round the top of the hill. Katina has been just pushed wide, so he couldn't do too much. And I can see ahead, Ethan Graham wanted to try and get past Xavier McIntosh, but McIntosh just not giving him enough space to be able to do anything. Adam Piper sitting in the wings, wanting to take full advantage of any mistake both of those two make. See if he can get a podium position. Graham getting right on the edge for the sweeper. Carries much pace round as possible. And as you can see, he's trying to get side by side as they're heading towards turn 9 here. And McIntosh will not be able to carry as much speed through just because he's got the tighter line here. And that will leave him foul to a potential attack from Ethan Graham. Ethan Graham already decided. Oh, gave him the old switcheroo down the straight there. And McIntosh having to defend down the inside. Graham just looking to see what he can do. He's trying to go around the outside of him. Through the rabbits here. Being pushed just a little bit too wide. Can't make his way around the outside. I don't think he really can on that corner. As I said in the last race, but he's keeping that gap down to literally 1/100th of a second. Sorry, 1/10th of a second. And Adam Piper there, I don't know if he just caught a bit of Ethan Graham going up through that Budweiser section, because Ethan just caught a little wide line over the top of that hill then. That's dropped him back down into third. So all that hard work wrestling with Xavier McIntosh has just been wasted. And he's now got to make up 2 spots to get that first position back. Further down the pecking order is Katinas. Good second gap between him and third place Ethan Graham. Then another 3/4 of a second between him and John Thompson, who's got his windscreen wipers on for some reason, Lord knows why. Then Ashley Sharp, who's managed to make it back his way up into 6th. Well done that man. Rob Schowler in 7th, and he's having a bit of a back of the pack battle with Liam New. See what happens with those two as the race gets into its final stages. Good evening. How you doing, Rusty? How you doing, Mr. Clements? Shame you weren't able to meet us for race 2 tonight, mate, but please be with us for Barhurst next week. I want to see you there, my man. See what we can do on these long back straights and how much of a pig they can be up over the hill. That is going to be the interesting thing. Oh my days, Adam Piper. Adam Piper up into first. Ethan Graham into second. And Xavier McIntosh into third. Too much watching on the back and gassing by me has left everything open. Let's keep an eye on these top 3 here, because anything can now happen with only 2 laps left. Penultimate lap about to start. That's a really good corner taken there, both by, well, all front 3, but Ethan Graham showing that he's got the speed marking a spot on the outside. Piper trying to hold his own down on the inside. Switchback can't really be done through the Castrol corner there, but keep up the pace as they head into Rabbits here. And he's just got to watch out there for Xavier McIntosh. He tries to take a bit of a tighter inside line, see if he can sneak up on the inside there of Ethan Graham and try and get that second or first place back. And up through Budweiser we go. Piper getting a little twitchy. And that gives Rotary literally no space between them at all. Heading down the section, up and over the Monroe Ridge. And what could be happening there? Adam Piper did not get a good exit of that at all. Not at all. And Ethan Graham is getting up beside him here as they enter the sweeper. Xavier McIntosh has decided to pick his horse and go behind Adam Piper for this one. I don't know how well that's going to fare, because Rotary's going to be able to just get that cut back onto the start and finish straight so much better than he has done on previous laps here. Oh, he did not actually manage to do that as well as I thought he did. And he's left himself open to attack on the outside, but it is on the outside. He's defended on the inside here. Hold on a second. Adam Piper just taking the Castrol corner too wide. Potentially could lose first place on the line last lap. Side by side round the Rabbits here. And Ethan Graham's just managed to pit round beside him. He has. He's got into first place. Adam Piper now dropped down into second on his final lap. Ethan Graham up into first. Xavier McIntosh still in third. Watching out for attacks potentially from John Thompson. Pushed too hard into that corner. He's now dropped back from fourth into fifth. And it is Husak Katinas who's taken that spot from him there. So they head down the hill and up over the Monroe Ridge for the last time for tonight. We have got to see some form of catastrophe happen now for many changes to happen through the sweeper. Wide they go. Adam Piper trying to keep tight here, trying to defend against the likes of Xavier McIntosh. And he's dived deep into turn 9 to see if he can take it from, and it's going to be side by side here. Oh, and with that, Ethan Graham's just been forced off the line a little bit, and it's going to be all three side by side. Oh, Xavier McIntosh actually taking the win there. Adam Piper getting the third, and unfortunately Ethan Graham coming third after all of that. Katinas holding that fourth position, John Thompson in fifth. Ashley Sharp in sixth position. Rob Showler in seventh, and then Liam New at the very end here wants to give us a bit of a fancy finish. Didn't even get to see him go across the line. He went off gravel, mate. There we go. Right, what a finish there. Hats off to Xavier McIntosh, though. Managing to get that little squeeze on that last corner. He wanted the podium so bad after race one. Well done, that man. Well, guys, that is it from us at TTML. Come back next week for some more Dirty Piggy action with the AMG Challenge. We, like I said, are at Bathurst, and we will have a couple more drivers with us there. Rusty in the chat saying hi. He'll be joining us. Hopefully, we'll have a return of James to see what's going on, and you'll have a return of for myself. Obviously, if you like this, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to keep subscribed and see more from our channel, hit subscribe. And if you want to see us next week, hit that alarm bell and you will listen to my good self. Until then, it's oodles from me. Ta-ra!